Okay, we are ready to solve this pair of simultaneous equations. Remember that these questions will help you in answering the assignment questions which I have placed for you in the under the topic equations. All right, let's just erase the things that we did here before. These are what we did in the other video to this. Let's erase these things. We need this space. Alright, let's see now. Okay, we have these here. Nice, they're gone. Now, solve the pair of simultaneous equations. You have x minus y equals 23. xy is equal to negative 126. So you see there are two equations here. One is a linear equation. We can call it equation 1, and the other is going to be a quadratic form. It's quadratic, which is equation 2. Alright? Now, what we do here, what we can do is do a little substitution. Alright? Let's substitute for y. Let's transpose this equation to make y the subject. So you transpose equation 1 to make y the subject. What you can do is subtract x from both sides. So you have negative y is equal to 23 minus x when you subtract it from both sides. Alright? And then if you multiply everything by negative 1, you have a positive y is equal to negative 23. 23 by negative 1, negative 23. Negative x by negative 1 is positive x. So it's negative 23 plus x, but let's rewrite it as x minus 23. So it's x minus 23. I like it that way. Alright, remember this is still equation 1, it only looks a bit different. Now, in this, the next case is so substituted in equation 2, right? In equation 2. So let's do that. Now we know that y is x minus 23. So what we're really doing is saying x y equals negative 126. That's equation 2, right? But we have two unknowns. The main problem we have is that in this equation, one single equation, we have two unknowns. In this equation, we have two unknowns. If we had one unknown, then we could solve it. So what do? We know that y is this. So why not take out y and put what y is? Alright. So let's do that. Remove the y and put what y is. That's y. We remove y and substitute for y. So we have x. So what we have here is x minus 23. So this is the original x that we had, and the y is the x minus 23, because y is x minus 23 according to what we have here. So here now we notice we have only one unknown in this equation, so we can solve it. So what we do is say x times x multiplied by x gives you x squared, minus x multiplied by negative 23 will give you 23x. So it's x squared minus 23x equals negative 126. But we say x squared minus 23x. Add 126 to both sides. So plus 126 then equals 0. So that's what we have there, right? Now, here now, what happens here? We're going to have, alright, let's use the formula. Remember what the formula says? The quadratic formula is of the form what? X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So here, x equals, we need to identify a, b, and c properly first. This is saying x squared minus 23x. Alright, let's write this first. The general form of the quadratic equation. Let's write that down first. It says ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Alright. This is saying x squared minus 20 minus 23x plus 126 equals 0. Now here, since the general format has only plus, let's rewrite this as having only plus. X squared minus 23x is the same as x squared plus negative 23x. Alright? Let's put it in bracket. Plus the number here. Here now, what is x? I mean, what is a? A is 1. A is the number that multiplies x squared. So we see a is 1. What is b? B is the number that multiplies x. Up here we have bx, down here we have negative 23x. So b must be negative 23. Must be negative 23. I almost said negative 23x. B is negative 23 and c is 126. So we know that a is 1, b is negative 23, c is 126. So let's substitute them in the equation. X equals negative b. Now it's negative 23 because b is negative 23. Plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 23 squared, minus 4 times a. What is a? A is 1. 4 times 1 times c. C is 126. All over 2 times a. A is 1. Alright, so let's work with this. X is equal to negative 23 is a positive 23. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. Negative 23 squared is going to give you a positive because it's negative times negative. So here we're going to have negative 23 squared is 529, or you could have said like 23 times. My, why is the cursor jumping up and down? Let me check it here. Alright, so it's 23 times 23 equals, right, it's 529. So we have 529 minus, and then 4 times 1 times 126. So it's 4 times 1 is just 4 times 126 equals 504. So we have 504 here, all over 2. 2 times 1 is 2, so we just write 2 there. So now what we have here is x equals 23 plus or minus the square root of what? Is going to be 529 minus 504. So when we have 529 minus 504, we're going to have 9 minus 4 is 5, 2 minus 0 is 2, 5 minus 5 is 0. So it's 25, square root of 25 all over 2. So what we have is 23 plus or minus the square root of 25, which is 5 divided by 2. So in one case we have x is equal to 23 plus 5 divided by 2. In the other case we have x is equal to 23 minus 5 divided by 2. Let's work out both of them. So x is equal to 23 and 5 is what? 28. 28 over 2. And also x is equal to 23 minus 5 is what? 18. 18 over 2. 18 divided by 2. So x is 28 divided by 2. 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 8, 4. So it's 14. And x equals 2 into 18, 9. So x is 14 and x is equal to 9. But you're not done yet, you know. You found the two values of x. What about y? You're being told that y is x minus 23. So let's do that down here. Here, y is equal to x minus 23. So what happens here? What you're going to have is it's going to be what now? Let's see. When x is equal to 14, y is equal to 14 minus 23. 14 minus 23 is what? Is going to be, say 14, 24. Is going to be negative 9. Negative 9. Right? And when x is equal to 9, y is equal to 9 minus 23. 9 minus 23 is what? It's 14, no? Negative 14. Interesting. Alright. Now, let's see what the equations are again. Let's scroll back up to the equations. You have x minus y is 23, xy is 126, x minus y is 23, x. So they say x minus y is 23, xy is what? 126 now? Was it 126? It slipped out of my head a while ago, you know. 126. Negative 126. Negative. So it's negative 126. Alright. So we can test and see if they really work. I said when x is 14, y is negative 9. 14 minus negative 9 is same as 14 plus 9, which is 23. Okay. And try the 14 and 9 again. 14 multiplied by negative 9 is equal to 14, 9. 9 4 is 36. Bring down the 6, carry 3, 9 1, 9, 10, 11, 12. Negative 126. Okay, so the first set of equation here, of values, 14 and negative 9, they work. Let's try them out for 9 and negative 14. So we have, when x is 9, 9 minus negative y, which is negative 14, is the same as 9 plus 14. That gives you 23, yes? And then 9 times negative 14 gives you, well, it would be the same, negative 126. So they both work, right? Now notice that you mustn't mix them up. This x accompanies this y up here, right? The x here, the 14 accompanies the negative y is negative 9. Both of these go together. If you mix them up and say when x is 14, y is negative 14, then what you're going to do is say 14 minus negative 14 is 14 plus 14 gives you 28, and that would be wrong. It's 23 supposed to give you. So have, that's why I write when x is 14, y is negative 9. And when x is 9, y is negative 14. Alright? Okay, so I wish you luck on the assignment. Make sure you hand it in before or on the deadline, so I'll mark it and give you feedback. I'll see you then.